fellow bombers. Welcome to our second Wednesday live stream. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday today. Couple things on tap for today. Going to talk about our latest feature, XBomb, and as well we got a bunch of questions from the community. I got Stu on the call with me here. He's going to be helping me out with some of the questions and feed me some chat from YouTube. How's it going, Stu?
You okay, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
I'm just going to be here today to read off some questions from the community. We've had some feedback in this week.
All right, awesome. Let's get started. So first, let's talk about XBomb. All right, so I'll just go over pretty much like the idea behind this, and there's been a lot of requests for single stake ever since we launched, pretty much, and there's a couple different ways we could have approached it. I was already really familiar with SushiSwap and the XSushi system that they have going. It's part of their whole reward system that's pretty large. The actual XSushi aspect of it was very simple, and it's one that I'd worked with quite a bit in the past. And it was a model that I felt would work really well for Bomb. So put simply, XBomb is a full ERC20 token. It's can be used any way that another ERC20 can be used. So it can be used for staking, even for liquidity. It could be used as collateral potentially in the future. A lot of different things that you can do with it, just because you can do anything with it that you can do with any other ERC20. The way that it works, as you can see on my screen here, one XBomb is currently worth 1.033 BOM. So when this first launched, one XBomb was equal to one BOM, meaning that when you stake your BOM, if you stake 1,000 BOM, you get 1,000 XBomb in return. Now, XBomb is it's a very simple smart contract, actually. Basically, just when BOM gets deposited into it, if it's from somebody entering staking, it mints XBomb at the current ratio, which is 1.03 right now. It started at 1.0. Then as rewards are trickled into this staking contract, those BOM enter the smart contract, but there's no XBomb minted when rewards enter the smart contract. So as soon as BOM enter the contract without XBomb being minted, that's how the ratio increases, and now every XBomb is worth additional BOM. So it's basically just a way that we could have like a yield-bearing token. Give our users a great place to park their BOM and earn great rewards on it. We have a lot of future plans, for what we can do with XBomb moving forward. So this is definitely not the end of XBomb. This is just the very beginning. And, it's been going great. We have almost 400,000 BOM staked, which is just shy of, I think, 20% of our circulating supplies. So very impressive stuff. And, it looks like we're going to be printing pretty soon. So, all these different rewards, the 20% of BOM minted, the 50,000 BOM bonus over 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of BOM going in there. Definitely a good place to park your BOM. Anything else I should cover on XBomb, you think? Maybe I should touch base on how the rewards, where they come from, or let's see if there's any questions in chat about XBomb before we move on. Besides XBomb holders, who will be able to vote? So we haven't 100% came to a concrete conclusion on this, but I mean, the way it's looking right now is that it's going to be strictly based on XBomb holders, or once we have more utility for XBomb, where you might be depositing your XBomb into smart contracts for various reasons, and we'll actually like check values of like how many XBomb you have staked. So these guys have a pretty cool system for their staking. So they've got a really similar system with their Terrat, XTerrat. So I mean, this is pretty neat. You stake your Terrat, you get XTerrat, just like with our system. And then they take it one step further, where you can then stake your, in this case, XTerrat, and they have another reward. And this is just a very simple reward smart contract that powers this. And then the APR that they show here is based on, the APR that you're getting from staking your Terrat, and then also staking your XTerrat. So it kind of just shows both. So I guess that 16.5 came from up here, and the other 28 comes from down here. I'm not sure if we'll work with perhaps another protocol for the XBomb staking, or if we'll do it in-house, or if we'll do both, but we'll definitely have some plans for XBomb, so they're not just sitting in your wallets. And like I said, whatever we do with those, you'll be able to vote with them, even if they're put to work somewhere, because we can easily see your balance in a contract and give you that voting power.
where was it? It's Alex Martin said, how does this increase buy pressure? Was that covered?
Okay, so great question. How XBOM increases buy pressure is, for one, I mean, we have a really generous APR on XBOM. So as soon as we start printing, which looks like it's going to be very soon, it's just a great place to park your bomb for people that don't want to get an LP for whatever reason. They could just jump right in here and not have to think about it, and it's kind of self-compounding, just in the fact that just as bomb get added to the contract, your XBOM value goes up. So it's something that you can just park it there and not have to ever compound yourself or do anything with it. And it's a great way to earn additional bomb. So just people, like, I've seen a lot of people have just bought a bunch of bomb just to pop right into the bomb staking. Or some people are even exiting their liquidity pool position or a portion of it and selling their BTCB for bomb to be able to enter staking with additional bomb. So that in itself has brought extra buy pressure. I think one of the biggest advantages, though, is going to be, once we start printing from the boardroom, people, we're going to have good strategies where you can earn yield on those bomb without having to sell any. So, you can put those bombs straight into staking, which, I'd highly suggest, especially during this first 2 weeks. But I mean, even after the 2 weeks is up, if we're printing consistently, it's going to be getting a lot of rewards here. So not a bad place to park your bomb. And, we have some plans for the future where those X bombs you can do extra stuff with that, and it's going to make it so that you can, I'll talk more about that later, or maybe I should wait until it's more solidified, but we have some good plans for X bomb in the future.
Okay, so Mohammed sent a question in. However, Yavia has also got a question about bomb, so we're just going to return to that one. So Yavia's was, with XBomb rewards, is it correct that the value of XBomb increases, ratio increases, the number of XBomb does not, as you deposit more bomb? Yeah. So that, if I'm reading that correctly, it sounds like you got it perfectly right. Yeah. Yeah. So the value of XBomb, well, it's hard to say the value, because if the price of bomb goes down, then the value doesn't necessarily go up. But like your XBomb is going to be worth more and more bomb continuously. So your number of XBomb that you have is not going to change, but the amount of bomb that you can redeem from those XBomb is going to go up. So, I mean, we haven't even been live for 3 days or I guess we have been, but the promo's only been running for 2 days, and already we're, anybody who staked early is already up 3.5% almost. Not many of the rewards have gone out yet from the 50,000, so there's still a ton more to come in. So, I mean, depending on how many stakers we get, this could shoot up real high in the next 2 weeks. So, Mohammed, when can we expect to go above peg again? Will we ever return to peg in red market?
I mean, we've always returned to peg in the past. We've been marching towards peg ever since XBomb got released. Markets look like they, seem to be turning around, perhaps. So, I mean, for me personally, I think there's no question we get back to peg, and it might happen today, it might happen tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, I think like I said in my AMA with Crypto Richie or Crypto Mischief, we're really well positioned for bear markets. You can just accumulate BTC while we're in a negative market, and now with XBomb as well, I think we can, no matter what the market does, I think we can get peg very soon.
Okay, we've got All Contents X. What is needed to create something like BombDEX?
Nothing's needed. I could do it in a couple hours. I've done a lot of dexes in the past. Sushi Swap's my favorite one to fork for a couple of reasons, but I mean, it's something that there's not development reasons or not the reason to not have BombDEX right now. Although I think I did buy bombdex.com just for fun the other day. But the problem with having our own DEX is that because we, if both of our primary pools were BNB pools, like the second asset was BNB, it'd be a lot easier. It still wouldn't be perfect, but because we have our main pool that's has bomb paired with BTCB, and then our secondary pool has B share with BNB, it makes it so that we'd have to maintain a lot of intermediary pools. Like the big one would be like BTCB to BNB. Just because a lot of people are buying bomb and they want to buy bomb with BNB because that's what people typically have on BSC network. So if we don't have a big pool there, they're going to get a horrible rate on that exchange. And there is some other options like we could have an aggregator like BogSwap on top, or we could maybe make our own. That would be interesting. Just not really sure about the advantages of it versus the potential drawbacks. But it's something fun for me to do. I definitely enjoy doing, launching dexes. So if there's some way that we can make it work and it makes sense for the users and it makes sense for everybody, then I'd be more than happy to.
Okay, we can keep rolling on a few of these questions in the chat here. So we've got Alex Martin again. Quick one on the XBomb. Why was XBomb the first feature to roll out?
Partially because of how beneficial it's going to be, and it's something that there's a lot of tomb forks out there, and we're innovating in ways that really help the protocol and our users. So XBomb was just the natural thing that we needed, that is beneficial in many ways, to bomb price, to rewarding our loyal protocol users more, to the governance side of it. It was a lot of advantages, and because of how familiar I was with that smart contract already, it was really there was no learning curve, and it was very minimal effort to implement. And I know with BTC single staking, with the delays involved with that people are getting impatient. So I figured let's give the community something great that no other fork has done, and I'm sure many will copy.
Another one from All Content X. We've got, can we get a sneak peek of what is to come in the short future?
We have a lot of exciting things that are happening short term. Most of them we've already discussed, and we have a new landing page coming for the site that's going to make the experience a lot better for new users. BTC single stake is around the corner.
I'd like to interject on a community level there. We've got a little document sent out, actually. It should be in the pin post of both Telegram and Discord. It's a sort of like a bomb merch submissions sheet. So if you put all your requests in there and we take them in, then we're going to collate them, have a listen, and then we can get some merch set up, get a little shop set up for you guys.
Next question, Stu.
Mohammed Abu Zayed, sorry if that's wrong, pal. Excited for Bitcoin staking, potential to bring additional members to the community. Any updates on its release? So
yeah, things are coming along really well. The main thing that we were waiting on has great progress. That's the front end design and development. I haven't seen what it looks like this moment, but I was in communication with the developers this morning, and it's coming along really well. So for me, it's just I have to just wire a couple things up once I have that. So I don't want to give any dates. It's looking like it's fairly close to being launched.
Content X, do you think we can see auto compounders for different coins?
You mean like putting other coins on our auto compounding platform? Or do you mean like having our LPs on other auto compounders?
For you personally, Aaron, what feature within Bomb Money do you like?
I think what really attracted me to, Tomb in the first place, and then, prompted me to fork it to make Bomb, is just the way that everything works together, and everything just kind of, when the system's running smoothly, everything just feeds into itself. You got your boardroom guys that are, they're refarming with their rewards, and the guys that are farming are taking those B shares and restaking them, and it just, the way that the values of everything can kind of feed off each other, and once you're printing regularly, and your B shares go up in value, and then your APRs are up on your farms and our auto vaults, and just the way everything feeds into itself is really and just the way that Tomb has shown that the system works, and it works well. When you have a good community behind it, which we definitely do. So I don't really know if there's any one particular feature that I really like. I kind of just like how the whole system works together.
I really like the Bomb and LP, the stability of that, and the LP that we have, the main one, the Bomb one.
Oh yeah, that's just. I said before, it's the best investment.
For those to farming LPs, the impermanent loss, the reduction in that is just becomes so attractive to those and long-term holders as well. It's just so safe.
Oh yeah, anybody that was buying the LP while we were a little further below peg, they're just laughing now.
So they've soaked up all the benefits of the B share. That makes those APRs go up.
You know what's funny is like sometimes I'll just do big buys when I see like, you know, peg is getting low or when there's some sell pressure, and it's always funny when I look afterwards because, you know, we always get back to peg no problem. So, you know, I see like when I do a big buy at the bottom of, you know, a little dip, and I look a couple days later, I'm like, wow, I'm up 40% on that buy. It's like
helping the protocol, helping yourself. It's
yeah,
very bullish.
I mean, like I said, like I've done it numerous times, and it's always been like to help the protocol, not to make a short-term trade, but you know.
With the algo coins, you know, I've got a lot of experience with them, and going under and over peg is very, very natural. I mean, if it 100%. Didn't, that would be unnatural. So, yeah, there's great buying times and great profit taking times. Again, profit taking isn't something I'm keen on doing at this stage in the protocol's life. You know, that's something for the future. And to me, what's important is about getting a good peg, good community together around that. And
yep,
that,
I agree. You know,
will come from that.
Yeah, I mean, if the majority of us are keeping the majority of our funds in the system, then, you know, we're just going to keep growing. We're going to print more consistently, and, you know, bigger money's going to feel more comfortable coming in. And then, you know, once we're, you know, over 100 mil TV, once we're over 100 mil TVL, and, you know, hopefully the market's looking better, then, you know, all that, you know, those funds that you reinvested into the protocol are now going to be worth so much more, and the positions are going to be bigger, and, you know, that'd be a great time to take some profits if you were so inclined. But I mean, yeah, obviously people can take profits when they want, but yeah, I'd say it's more beneficial now just to reinvest the majority if you can.
Yeah, supporting the protocol in its early days makes total sense.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Does the introduction of XBOM reduce the utility or value of B share? Sorry if this has been asked already. I've only just joined the stream. So, does the introduction of XBOM reduce the utility and value of B share?
Good question. Personally, I don't think so. Prior to XBOM, B share was our governance token, and it's the token that, you know, you stake to our minted bombs. So, you know, I think of all the people that bought B share, I doubt hardly any of them bought them due to the governance factor. I think the vast majority bought them because it prints bomb, and it's a speculative bet. So I don't think it's, you know, while it does remove that utility of being the governance token, I don't think that's the big driver why people buy B share. And, you know, someone that has B share because they're farming bomb with it in the boardroom, they're going to have a lot more B share than somebody that is buying B share, you know, for the purpose of voting, let's say. I mean, I guess nobody would really do that, but yeah, so I don't think it really, you know, I think the big value of B share is the fact that you stake them in the boardroom, and, you know, that's going to print bomb, and that's going to happen forever. Even once the B shares farms are fully depleted, B share will always be useful in printing bomb when we're over peg. So I think that value is, you know, it gives it some insane value right there. I don't think it's a huge issue that the governance got shifted over to XBOM.
I think it's in reference, Aaron, to Michael Saylor says he doesn't like to hold anything but Bitcoin. And it's because largely of the legal reasons around it. And so on that night, I said to Marv, when we actually deal with the legal on-ramps of Bitcoin staking, when we fully address those, that will actually open us up to a huge pool of investors and money.
Yep.
But I'll pass that one to you, Aaron, maybe.
Well, I mean, I think he's joking, but...
Right, okay.
I mean, we can show it to him whenever anybody's in contact with him.
We'll leave that one to you then, Marv. You can work on that.
Yeah. Hit him with 20 tweets a day. He'll see it eventually.
On a personal level, what excites you the most about what BOM's current capabilities are and the future potentials?
I think like BOM's current capabilities are pretty great. I mean, I think just what we have in front of us right now is a great protocol, and, you know, I think you know, price action hasn't been, you know, what some of us might have hoped, and that's probably just because of all the, you know, the numerous tomb forks that have popped up, and people like to, you know, people that are in BOM are probably speculators to a certain degree. You know, because of the whole tomb fork season, perhaps some people want to try other things out, or yeah, I think price action, you know, it's gonna improve, and, you know, we've lasted the test of time here, and I think just the stability is, you know, the stability of the protocol, even with speculative funds leaving to try other things out. You know, we're still doing really great, and, you know, I think that
it's worth mentioning as well with B share that that does reach an inflection point because it's being fed out linearly. It reaches a point where the sell pressure becomes a lot less apparent, a lot less of an issue to the buy pressure.
Yeah, and I mean, naturally, as the B share price increases, there's going to be more people that are going to want to farm both of our farms, and the bigger the pool is, the less impact that trades have
and
on
that
it
will
price
have an
wise.
inflection point of its own.
Yep. So I guess what excites me about Bomb's current capabilities are, just the fact that, just the protocol as a whole, really, and just how stable it is and how great our community is. And, I just know that even with what we have here, we have huge potential, and that doesn't include, any of our future plans, which is the second part of your question. A lot excites me about the future of Bomb. If I had to say one thing, I'd say probably Bomb Chain excites me the most, but we're quite a bit away from that. But I've had a lot of fun running my own chains in the past, and I just never had anybody to use them with me. But that's a bit different now, so so we can definitely look into that when the time's right, and I'll be more than happy to get going on that.
When B share emissions end, is it still going to print Bomb?
Yeah, like B shares will always print Bomb in the boardroom as long as we're over peg. So, I mean, the X Bomb rewards of 20% of all Bomb minted, unless we do a vote and decide to change that, that's going to stay the same. So X Bomb will keep paying forever. The boardroom, this will keep paying forever, as long as we're over peg. And our farms, what we'll do is we'll get a different incentivized farm going once the B share emissions end. So I mean, we're quite a bit away from that, so I haven't put too much thought into that. But there's a lot of different options there. Whether we partner with another protocol and we use their farm token, or we'll come up with something to incentivize those farms.
What action affects the APRs on the?
What action affects the APRs on the farms?
So
yeah, that's a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's really only two factors. It's because the rewards are printed linearly. So, I mean, the same amount of rewards come out every day. So, basically, a huge factor is the price of the reward token. So, we're at 311 right now. So, I mean, if this were to double, instantly our APRs double in the farms, because it's looking at what's the value of the reward token, how many reward tokens are coming to the farm every day, and how big is the farm. So, how many people are in the farm? Like, what's the monetary value in the farm? That's basically the three factors that influence the APRs. Again, just to recap real quick, more people jump into the farm, APR is going to drop. People leave the farm, APR is going to raise. B share goes up, APR jumps. B share goes down, APR drops.
How do you see Bomb in 2 years? I think we've sort of covered that. If you wanted to add anything to that, Aaron, or?
I mean, I see Bomb as completely changed and improved for the better protocol. I mean, 2 years is so far away in terms of crypto, and our roadmap that it's really hard to say what things are going to look like in 2 years, because we're also going to be very agile, and we'll adjust based on what the DeFi space is looking for, and make sure that our Bomb money protocol always has what users are looking for, and so that's going to greatly shape the direction of how we move how we move forward in the future. Just based on what users want, and it's going to largely be based on our voting as well. All major decisions are going to go through XBOM voters. Our future is going to be shaped by them. So the question is, are you able to give any teasers about the BTC single asset staking? I'm curious about the lockup periods for withdrawals, as well as the reward system in general specifically. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. It'll all be released when we release BTC single staking. But the way that it's looking right now is that, so essentially our first series is going to work that once you stake BTC, you're going to need to keep it there for 6 months to realize 100% of the rewards that we're going to offer. You can withdraw it sooner, but you will not get 100% of the rewards. Essentially, like we're going to be offering, extremely high APRs compared to what else is out there. So we think it's reasonable to expect users to keep it in for 6 months to get the full benefits. So like what we'll do is we'll show like the rewards separate from their initial position, and that way that they know that like these are the rewards that they've accumulated so far, and once the 6 months is up, essentially they could withdraw and take all their rewards with them. If they withdraw sooner than that, they're only going to get a portion of what they've accumulated so far. Have you considered strategic partnerships to help grow the project? We definitely have, and we're actively seeking out partnerships as I speak. So likely a lending borrowing protocol, or perhaps like something like Abracadabra. We're looking into potentially partnering up with them. A lot of great things that can come of a partnership where, especially something where, XBOM or BOM can be used to stake and earn yields or be used as collateral, things of that nature. So that's probably the first type of partnership that we'd be looking for. When is the new website expected to drop? Will initial release only be the new landing page? Will this also include the planned overhaul of the app? So the initial release will, I don't like giving dates anymore, but we're writing up some final content for it, and it's not a huge task, so it shouldn't be too long. It will be just like a landing page with kind of like easy access to all the different aspects of our protocol, including like if you want to go to BTC single staking, or if you want to jump in our auto vaults, and we'll show the APRs on that landing page. We'll have links to the docs. We'll have information about the team with pictures, links to LinkedIn profiles, things of that nature, links to our audits.
What benefits is BOM Chain going to bring? That's the ultimate. Sorry, I'm really interested. What benefits would BOM Chain basically?
It would give us access to basically running our own network and being able to set all the parameters on that network. It would really be the ultimate use case for BOM, is if people were interacting on a separate blockchain with BOM as the native currency.
I guess a good example for people to understand it is BNB, for example.
It's just simply launching a chain, and you'd be able to bridge your BOM over, and that'd be your native currency, and we could do all kinds of cool stuff. Basically, if we have users on BOM, for one, we'll have BOM staking there for the validators. It will be proof of stake.
What about partnering up with Forex Shark? He's the creator of Drip, Animal Farm, Breep. Was another protocol that he made prior to, I forget the name of it.
I could definitely look into it. Been so focused on BOM, I'm not really keeping up with other protocols as much as I usually do. So
I quite like the guy myself. He's pretty competent, and he's really into his farm, and he has some like new ideas that he likes to implement. It'd be really nice to set you up with a chat with him, maybe.
Yeah, I'd be open to that. Open to talking to anybody. Is there a concern that at the end of XBOM bonus period, there could be a mass BOM redemption and subsequent sell-off? So, this is something that I've had in my mind ever since I came up with the idea for the 2-week promo. While I think there will be some, the plan is that we're hopefully going to be printing very consistently, and, the APRs offered for BOM stakers is going to be enough for the vast majority to want to leave their BOM parked there. Hopefully we're well above peg, and any sell-off after the bonus period is one that we've experienced large sells in the past, and we've always recovered. So we're going to do everything that we can to, minimize any kind of, mass sell-off at the end of the reward period. But, we'll be well equipped to handle it if it does happen. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. But yeah, that is something that's definitely been on my mind. How's marketing going? Seems not doing so well. Marketing is going fine. We just, signed a big contract with a marketing firm, and they're going to be taking things next level. Have you thought about opening up the Auto Vault section to other crypto projects to get farm rewards that can fund XBOM or other parts of the project? I've definitely thought about this. I'm not sure how many people would come to BOM Farm to farm other LPs, but it's not too difficult to set up vaults. So, something that we could always experiment with. But unless there was a large, sums of money deposited to those vaults, the fees would be very minimal. So if the main purpose of that is to generate more fees, it would have to be fairly active to even be worth the hassle to set it up. Following the recent protocol updates, what's the most updated percent allocation for full print and expansionary epoch, assuming we are in a debt-free phase? So this is not changed from the documentation at all. The protocol wallet was receiving 30% of all of all BOM minted. So now 2/3 of that, so 20% of all BOM minted will be sent to the XBOM contract. This will be automated in the future and randomized, but for now I'm just doing it manually until I set that up, and I'm doing it at random intervals. Well, actually, we haven't printed yet, so I haven't done it at all yet, but you guys have a treasury. What various things does and will it be used for? So, on our very first big pump, when B shares hit around 13,000, The Treasury was selling assets, like it was selling B shares and bombs, to be able to fund things in the future. And, a lot of those funds were used when we dropped to like 0.6 peg. So the Treasury has a lot of bomb and B share right now. It's not too heavy on non-bomb assets, which, I'll fix that once we're healthy above peg. Just so that it has other assets, so it's in better shape to help bomb if bomb, drops below peg. The reserve currency question, I have to look more into that. I'm not overly familiar with how it works, and I have no problem forking anything that would be beneficial for us. So people are forking my stuff now, something I've never had happen before.
Yeah.
But just people the way that they forked the auto vaults, instead of forking from Beefy, because I've already, done a couple things to kind of make it better suited for this. A lot of people have forked my Beefy stuff that I forked.
Yeah, there was an issue raised in Twitter. Somebody was saying that you created another fork. It was like the bomb money creator created this other fork, then the fork got rugged. And then it was like, no, they didn't. I found out it wasn't. Sorry, guys. Like, okay.
It's just so easy to check those things out. I don't know how that even got to that level.
Well, again, they're forking your stuff.
It takes 2 seconds to figure out who deployed a contract. So the wallet that deployed all of our contracts, actually, I'll show you guys. So you'll see like the bomb money deployer has actually been tagged bomb money deployer. It's very clear what wallet deployed all of our contracts. So, you can just easily check that in the future, and it would have instantly shown that, not the same deployer.
Again, I think it was less than 24 hours. They must have been corrected by somebody. They sent a apology.
Anybody that looked into it would have been able to instantly say they were wrong.
They're going to be forking the rest and probably going to crop up again. So just beware, guys. This.
Yeah, I was approached left, right, and center to launch Tomb forks on other chains, when Bomb was early in its life. But, I knew that with how vital having a strong community is and, everything else that it takes to have a successful, seigniorage algo coin protocol, you just can't spread yourself too thin. Like I saw, there was one fork that I think launched on 2 chains, and you're a new fork and you're already splitting yourself in half. It's like, obviously that's not going to work out. We built up such a great community. I had no reason to want to launch on another chain. It's like we have Bomb right here. Let's make this as best as we can make it.
A little interesting question. Any thoughts or plans on building out the features and gamification of Discord? There's a space game on Poly, no shill, that I'm hooked on their Discord earning roles, etc. Very engaging.
Yeah, we're definitely open to looking into things like that. Anything that's going to make the community happy that we can do for them. There's something that we're more than happy to do. Once we get BTC single stake out the door and we have, everything smooth with that, we got a lot of exciting things that we can work on. Just, we've been kind of bogged down finishing up a couple, vital elements of the platform, and, we can go on full on creative mode once that stuff's all done. We'll definitely be looking at the pages and pages of suggestions we've got and, seeing what makes most sense to implement. And, I've almost been thinking of having like a Google type mentality when it comes to this. And what I mean by that is, I've read a lot about Google. They create all these different projects knowing that some of them are likely to fail, but they know that they're going to have some great ones come out of it. And, if we can launch all kinds of different things that are going to interact with the Bomb protocol. And, I feel like you stand to gain more by, kind of launching a lot. And, if something's not working out or it's not gaining as much interest as we would have liked, we can always deprecate it and, kind of phase it out. But, I want to try a lot of things, and, you can't innovate without trying things that, nobody's done before. So I think that that approach would be fun for our community and be fun for us to develop, and should get us some really unique use cases and capabilities.
When is the new office finished?
I think there's a slight change of plans regarding the office. I'll mention something about that in a bombshell update in the future. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Maybe we'll get to do on camera next time. Enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll see you guys next week.